What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we're going to be doing a fun top 5. Today we're going to be going over my 5 favorite P365s. Now, the P365 is a gun that took the world by storm about half a decade ago or so, because it was the first gun to institute the stack and a half magazine, which was a very revolutionary technology for concealed carry, and it made a new genre of pistol, the micro pistol. The P365 was at least the first successful pistol to do so, along with introducing the fire control unit from the 320. Now not only do you have a tiny little pistol that can hold a lot of rounds, but you also have one that's very modular. Because it's very modular, it allowed Sig to introduce a lot of different variants and give people exactly what they want from the factory, instead of the old way of doing it where you bought something like a stock Glock and you had to make it your own yourself with aftermarket parts. Now you were able to buy many different variants of the same gun, so you could have a P365 for everything that you needed. And today we're going to go over my 5 favorite versions of the P365. Now before we do that, I do want to mention my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much. Because of you, we have all the guns and ammo on the channel. We really appreciate you guys. If you're interested in joining Patreon, all you have to do is go to the link in the description and sign up. Also in that description is a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. Those kids could really use your help. We've been promoting it for a long time, and we really appreciate all the support we've gotten from you guys over the years, and I'd appreciate you continue doing so and going to the link in the description, clicking the donate page, and donating a few bucks. Now, this was very tough for me to make a list of, so I want to say that unlike usual, these are going to be in no particular order, because the version that you want is specifically made for whatever you're going to use it for. So they're not necessarily better or worse, they're just how much you want to spend and what you want to use it for. That being said, coming at number 5, one of my favorite guns on the planet, the Sig P365 X Macro. Now, this was the original X Macro, and I think it's certainly one of not only the best Sig 365s, but one of the best guns for pretty much everything. Quite a do-it-all gun, because it is very thin, it is very light, has quite a capacity, and tons of features. The X Macro comes with 2 17-round magazines and a 3-inch barrel that comes out to about a 4-inch slide, because it comes with an included compensator, and it was one of the first to do a compensator like this. Not a compensator in the barrel, but in the slide itself. Gives you slightly less compensation than a compensator in the barrel, at least from my personal experience. However, it gives you a lot less malfunctions as well. It's only 21 ounces. It comes optics ready. It has a rail to mount a light. As you see here, we have our TLR7A on there, and it has a solid grip with good texture, good slide serrations, and Sig's X-ray sights. Pretty much the same capacity and performance you can expect from a standard Glock 17 in a much smaller and thinner size for around 819 bucks. A little bit more expensive than they once were, but I think they're absolutely still worth it. We did a full 1,000-round review of the X Macro, and it was awesome. Very reliable, extremely accurate, and it comes with the Shield RMS or Holosun 507K milled right to it. So if you want to get this gun and get it out on the range and put a dot on it right away, you don't need any adapter plates. You just need a 507K or a Shield RMS, and it will mount directly to it, which is pretty neat. In at number 4, we have the Sig P322. This is actually the 22 version of the P365, something I wasn't interested in until I tried it. And this thing is really, really awesome. Again, I didn't try this when it was new. I had it a couple months afterward. I just saw it at the gun shop and I was like, why not try it out? A suppressed 22 sounds pretty fun. The 322 comes with 2 20-round magazines, which is about double the capacity of a standard 22. Most 22 pistols that are semi-automatic in today's era come out with a standard 10-round magazine, which I've always felt is just inferior. And now that you can get them with standard 20-round magazines, it makes it an immediate contender for one of the best 22s, but it gets better than that. It comes with a 4-inch barrel. It's only 17 ounces. The gun also comes optic ready, like a lot of the other P365s, and on top of that, it comes with a threaded barrel attachment to it, so you can either have the threaded barrel or not, which is pretty cool. You could put the thread protector on there, or you could put the threaded version what sticks out in front of the barrel, and then you could run 22 suppressors or 5.56 suppressors, and it is a very quiet, accurate gun. I would say this is going well. On top of that, we did shoot it suppressed and no change in reliability at all, which was awesome. Now, if you're interested in a very, very low recoiling gun that's really cheap to shoot, that you can still, in a pinch, carry and use for self-defense, this is also another good option. I don't usually recommend 22 for self-defense, but it certainly does work, and you have 20 rounds of it that come out of the gun super quick. That is, again, accurate to 50 and 100 yards. Certainly capable of defense, but probably better as a plinking and practice gun, which is why I would recommend that if you buy one of the other guns on the table, you should also get the P322 so you can practice with it very, very cheap. You can get good with it with no recoil and have a ton of fun. In at number 3, we are gonna put the original P365. Now, the original P365 is one of my all-time favorite guns. Still one of the highest selling pistols in the country. It is a 3-inch barreled 9mm pistol with a capacity of around 10 rounds, but you can get the big sticks for them too, which is really awesome. Standard 3.1-inch barrel, polymer frame striker-fired pistols like all the other 365s. However, this one is not optics ready, but it is the lightest on the list at only 17 ounces, making it one of the absolute lightest and smallest pistols you could carry with a 10-round 9mm capacity. I mean, just look how tiny and look how thin this is. I remember when I was younger, they didn't make 380s this small, and that's really impressive how far things have come with the modern day technology that they now put into firearms. On top of that, the gun doesn't lose any features, and it doesn't lose a lot of shootability as well. I can only fit 2 fingers on the gun, but I can still shoot it very fast and very accurately, which says a lot about the feature set and the performance of the P365. Like the other 2 that were on this video already, it was very reliable and very accurate. This one's just going to be a bit smaller with a bit less features than something like a Spectre Comp that has a compensator and a red dot and things like that. Now, you can get them milled for a red dot nowadays. These, as you're looking at them right now, can be had for around $500. One of the best carry guns in the world you can get for around $500. In at number 2, one of my favorite guns of 2023. 2023, 2024? I'm getting too old. Years don't matter anymore. One of my favorite guns of 2024 so far, this is the P365 X Macro AXG Legion. Now, this gun is an upgraded version of the X Macro that we just saw at number 5. This one has an aluminum frame and a bit more features even than the other one. This is a Legion pistol, so it has a slightly better trigger than the previous one. This comes with 3 17-round magazines, a 3.1-inch barrel with the included comp. It is around 26 ounces, slightly heavier than all the other ones, but still as light as a Glock 19 for a metal framed gun with a 17-round capacity. We have Sig standard X-ray sights, which are awesome. They are 3-dot night sights, and this one also comes with the same red dot mount that the previous X Macro does. However, on this one, we have the EPS carry. This has the highest MSRP on this list at around $1,200, but it has the most performance as well. Not only is it the most durable, the best looking, it has this cool gray Cerakote like all the other Legion pistols have, and it reminds me of the tiniest version you could get of my Sig 226 X5 Legion, which is also comped. So I love the fact that it looks like its little brother, and the fact that it shoots almost as good as the big one does. I think that you would be extremely well armed if you had this pistol on you. It's lightweight, it's thin, it's full metal, which is awesome. So if it doesn't work, you can hit them with it. It comes with the full metal pick rail, and it has the best trigger of any of the guns on this list. Awesome. It comes with these cool G10 grips, and it has the best texture on the list as well as the longest grip because it comes with the included magwell, and it literally feels like a full-size gun when you're holding it, but not when you're carrying it, and that is what we've been chasing for years. Certainly a very cool gun, and a lot of times when you have these metal framed versions of the polymer pistol, they kind of don't do it very well, whereas Sig did an excellent job. As you can see here on the back strap, it is very, very comfortable. They even do just a little bit of a flat spot on the back of the pistol, which makes it sit just perfect in my hands. And then one of the things I almost always have complaints about is the front trigger guard here where your knuckle sits. I get Glock knuckle from standard Glocks, but I don't get it from this one, which is really good. You can see how awesome they cut that for people with bigger hands. So this gun's gonna work a lot better for people with bigger hands than something like the original. So if you're a bigger guy, I would recommend going this route or the Macro, but if you can afford it, I think this one's slightly better. Better recoil control than the Macro, a little bit better trigger, and man, does it look sweet. Now, the AXG Legion comes with the same magazines as the standard X Macro, but with different base plates, which is pretty cool. These come with aluminum base plates with texture, so it's a little bit easier to get a hold of them, and it's easier to reload the gun as well because it comes with the included magwell. Now, a lot of times when they do magwells on tactical guns, they don't do a very good job, but you can see they blended this one pretty well, and more points to Sig for that, because you get a lot of gun for your money with this. I know it's $1,200, but if you're getting an aluminum framed gun with a lot of features, generally it's more expensive than that, so good on them. Now, as with all of these pistols on this list, you can actually take the fire control unit out and put them in different frames. So if you get one of these guns and there's something you don't like about it, maybe you got the original and you want an X frame, you can just buy a larger frame and put it on the smaller slide, or you could buy a smaller frame and put it on the larger slide. That's one of the awesome things about the P365, that if you don't get the version you want, you can still make it. That being said, in with my personal favorite and the version of the P365 I would keep if I could only have one, and that's actually my wife's gun. So apparently it's the version my wife would choose if she only had one as well. And that's the sneak tip part about this video that's so funny. I actually carry a Smith & Wesson Shield. However, I've carried a P365 multiple times. My wife carries a P365 full time, because the P365 is a very small gun with a very good capacity, and if you have small hands, the Spectre Comp is the perfect gun for you. Very similar to the X Macro or the AXG Legion, however, you just get a much smaller grip, which is going to be very good for concealed carry because you're going to print very little, and it's going to be really good if you have tiny little hands and you don't like a bigger grip like on some of the other pistols. This is the actual Coyote version of the P365 Spectre Comp, which is basically a done-up Sig P365 XL. We have the XL slide, but we have the comp in it, so you have the full 4-inch slide with a 3-inch barrel, and then the same grip that you would get on the XL, but on the Spectre Comp versions, like on the black one or this tan one here, you actually get a lot more texture in the grip. As you can see, it looks stippled right from the factory, and you also get a little bit better trigger, so I think the Spectre Comp version is certainly worth it. This version comes with two 12-round magazines, although you can put the 15s and 17s in there as well. It also has the 3.1-inch barrel, and it is 20 ounces. So it's a little bit lighter than the AXG, a little bit heavier than the original, but you get a lot of performance with the Spectre Comp. Very, very light, very, very thin, just 1 inch wide. Standard optics mounting system, same sights, awesome serrations, trigger's good, and it's accurate out to 100 yards, being about the same size as my hand. Extremely impressive. It has full-size capability with a very, very tiny overall silhouette for carry, and I think this is one of the best carry pistols ever made by a human being. Obviously my wife thinks so too, because she has access to my entire armory, and this is what she chooses. Overall, I think it's the perfect mix of size, weight, shootability, and performance, but if you don't agree, you can always get one of the other ones on the list. Hopefully you like this, and if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
Boom. Hi. Okay, well, you're living at the range, huh?